In the summer of 2010, we looked at this $10.8 million bridge construction project on US 23 in Circleville, paid for with stimulus dollars. More than a year later, it is done. It has made the highway and ramp safer, and some believe it has made Circleville a better place.
From my personal standpoint, yes, it was a good thing for our community. It employed people. They were spending money here. They were on this job for a number of months. They spent money in local restaurants and shops.
But in 2010, we also checked with the Hot Spot Cafe in Circleville, just down the street from the construction. The owners told us the construction wasn't helping their business, and when we checked with them again this year, they told us that business was actually down, that the stimulus never helped them. What were the long-lasting effects of the American Recovery Act?
The American Recovery and Investment Act created and saved government jobs. As far as we can tell, it didn't create or save private sector jobs. It might have actually destroyed them. But the government sector jobs and also services like Medicaid and unemployment benefits, those helped a lot of people out. But in terms of the jobs effect, it wasn't strong.
Bill DePore is an associate professor of economics at The Ohio State University who has co-written a paper on the stimulus plan. He says the stimulus plan saved government jobs, and that's about it. It's being lauded by conservative talk show hosts as more proof of their claim that the stimulus was a waste of taxpayer money. Conservatives are saying, "I told you so."
Vindication, has a taint of pleasure in it, and we don't get pleasure with being right on the fact that these policies are hurting Ohioans still.
Liberals or progressives are saying the stimulus wasn't meant to create private sector jobs, but meant to just keep more people working, even if it was in the public sector.
The idea was to have a stimulus, part of which would go to public sector jobs, to making sure that local governments, state governments had enough money to keep people on the job so they weren't laid off and added to the unemployment rolls.
And it has kept some people working. At the same time we were looking at the highway work, we also reported how $10,000 went to the Worthington Arts Council and the McConnell Arts Center. Since then, 2 more people have been employed, and in the last year, donations have doubled. The construction company that rebuilt the Pickaway County Bridge on US 23 has been able to keep people working and is actually involved in the sound barrier construction on I-71, according to the Ohio Department of Transportation. But the question of what did the stimulus do more than 1 year later hasn't been answered yet.
That's the mindset that people who are going to be studying and reading about the American Recovery and Investment Act are going to come to realize more and more. The way it operated was that it didn't have these sort of big, building national parks, electrifying rural areas. That aspect of the program wasn't there.
And because of that, the answer depends on what side of the political fence someone sits.
The reality is, if we would have allowed the kind of reset to occur, get the housing market, let it get to the bottom, that all these things occur, we would have probably covered a much quicker path, as we historically have recovered in many other recessionary times.
The stimulus coupled with the TARP, that was the thing where we bailed out the financial institutions, which nobody liked, I don't like, nobody likes, but we had no alternative. We were literally on the abyss. We were staring into the abyss. We were on the cusp of another Great Depression.
In Columbus, I'm Mike Bowersock, NBC4.